Hello, welcome back to Accessible Photography with Alistair MacDonald and of course Dukey Boy. And we're out and about on the Cardross estate near Stirling, or in Stirlingshire, and it is absolutely beautiful here, beautiful trees, nice landscape, sun catching the hills over there. It's quite early in the morning. It was spectacular at the back of 6 this morning, but cameras were all packed away. But I'm not here to do landscape. No, I'm not doing landscape this weekend. So where am I? I'm at a music festival with the Damned in the background. Just been filming a set, front and rear, absolutely fantastic. You probably can't hear me because it's so noisy and it's really wet.
I'm ready for one.
It's been a good night.
Festival. Cheers.
And yes, I got to photograph the Damned last night. You'll have seen a little bit of video because of legal reasons, but lots of photographs. And I had a ball. Absolutely had a ball. Miles and miles away from landscape photography. Doing people on stage, different lighting is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm going to talk more about it later. I'm back home just now, and the reason I'm back home, I'm sorry to say, is Duke, who's underneath the camera, got a sore paw. He's got an infected paw, so I had to come home and put some steroid cream on, cover up the paw, and basically confine him to barracks for the rest of the weekend. I'm going back to the festival this evening. I'm going to be photographing the Skids and Sister Sledge. What a variety of music this place is. Where am I? I'm at a festival called Doune the Rabbit Hole. For those that don't understand, in Scotland, Down sometimes is pronounced Doune. And there's an area or place nearby where we're filming, and we're not filming, where the festival is, that I'm filming, called Doune, which is D-O-U-N-E. And Doune as in down is D-O-O-N. So it's a play on words. It's a play on words. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going back tonight anyway, and I'm going to catch up with you about how things go, and most importantly, with regard to accessibility. See you soon.
Doune the Rabbit Hole. Before we have our headline act, can we get a quick a happy birthday? Can we get a happy birthday to Doune the Rabbit Hole? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Right, okay. You are looking fantastic tonight, all of you. We've got the night for it. Anyway, you are fantastic, Doune. I want to introduce you to an actor been making music since, I think, roughly 1971. Please give it up, make them feel very, very welcome. Philadelphia's finest, Sister Sledge! What's up, y'all? Make some noise!
Well, I got to photograph Sister Sledge last night and the Skids beforehand, and it was a really, really good night. And tonight I'm going back again, and I am going to be photographing the Wailers without Bob Marley. And I'm looking forward to that. I've got a nice loud shirt on and I'm ready to go. But I said earlier I was going to talk about accessibility. Accessibility for photography. Now, what I have been doing, and you'll have seen a little bit of video of that, and I'm going to do some more videos tonight, is I was very, very lucky to get, a AAA pass, which meant I got into the pit, got behind the stage and up on the stage. Not everybody's going to be able to do that unless you can wangle a press pass or a AAA pass, and it's not a case of who you are, but it's who you know in a lot of cases. So I'm very lucky. I knew the organisers and I got into areas others couldn't. It doesn't mean you can't go to a music event and take photographs, and with the right kit you can get some excellent photographs from wherever you are. If you're quite far back with a big lens, you can still get good photographs. If you can get up front to the barrier, with the risk of being crushed depending on the event, you could probably get some good pictures as well. But yeah, I don't see it being inaccessible. What I'm doing is very privileged. I'll say that. It's very privileged. I saw a maximum of 5 different people working that gig. 3 of those, or 2 to 3 of those, were actually the media's, the venue's own media company. I think about 2 to maybe 3 other people, I'm not sure but who one of them was, are private press, magazine, or freelance, and myself just winging it. So it is a very privileged thing to do, and yeah, I might be flouting it, and I apologise if I'm flouting it. I can't help it. I love it. I'm having a ball. I'm absolutely having a ball. And how does that help me? You might be wondering. If I've got ME, I get very tired. I get quite depressed. Being given the chance to do something like this is giving me such a boost. I feel so happy. I might not look it at the moment, but I feel happy. I feel a lot more energized. Now, strangely, I'm tired, but I'm energized at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, but to me it does. And with ME, what it means is I don't have the horrible fuzzy head, the swirling feeling inside my head of the horrible ME tiredness. I have not natural tiredness. I've been working late. I've not been getting to bed before 2 o'clock. I'm getting up early, usually get woken up by Duke. I'm getting limited sleep, which is really bad for ME. But because I'm getting such a boost at doing something interesting, I'm actually feeling better for it. Now, I have deliberately taken 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday, to recover. And I'm not 100% sure I'll need it. I'll see how I am after the Wailers, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, I'm looking at the weather. I'm about to head off. I can see in the direction of the gig, it's about 40-minute drive, and it's looking grey and miserable, and the forecast is bad. So I'm going to get the waterproofs on so I can get around the gig. But strangely enough, when you're doing the shoot, you don't need a jacket because it gets really warm. Stage areas seem to be warm for some reason. I think it's all the kit. And when you're working, you get a bit of a sweat on as well. So, without further ado, let's go and see the Wailers.
Thanks for having me, and I hope you've had an amazing weekend. Enjoy the rest of the night. But to bring the Jabberwocky stage to a close on a Sunday night, one of the most legendary bands of all time, with not just an incredible back catalogue in reggae music, but one of the most important back catalogues in all of popular music. Paying tribute to the main man, Bob Marley. the heritage and the legend that is Bob Marley and the music of Jamaica. Please give it up for, make some noise for the Wailers!
And that was the Wailers. What a wonderful night I've had again. You'll have seen some video, only a short few clips of that because of legal reasons, and YouTube's probably still going to try and have a go at me for it. Mostly photographs, and mostly in the vertical plane, as in the portrait plane, because in photographing people, it's better to show them in the portrait style than it is the landscape style, and obviously YouTube is in landscape style. So it's not really the best to show, but hopefully you got a good idea of what it was doing. So we're going to discuss some technical parts now, in predominantly the camera and lenses that I was using. And I've got a Nikon D750, which is a full frame, which is really, really good. And mostly I was using my 70-200 f2.8 for what I was doing. Now, I'm no expert at these events, so I was doing what I could with what I had, and I don't know if I had the right settings. What I did was I set it to shutter priority to try and keep the shutter up as high as possible, because if it didn't, I would get a blur. And to do that, I had to put the ISO onto auto ISO so that it would give me the speed I wanted. And I don't know my camera well enough, and hands up to that, I'm bad. It stuck at f2.8, so the depth of field was very shallow. I need to learn more about my camera. Any comments below much appreciated as to how to open up the aperture to get a better depth of field whilst keeping speed in the light. And I think program mode's the way to go, but I couldn't get that to work either. I've got to really learn my camera. And when you're photographing the people on stage, first of all, they're moving around. There's lights, there's always lights behind them for some reason. I don't really understand this. It's just the way things are. I'd like to have light shining from behind. Make some really good shots, especially a couple with the damned. I did like those. But they're moving around all the time. So the best way to do it is to fire on continuous and take bursts of shots and select the best from it. And I think the days of film photography, it must have been an absolute nightmare to try and get a really good shot. It's much easier now when you can take lots and lots of shots. I'm currently, for the 1 gig last night, downloading 1,123 images. That's a lot for basically what was a 1 hour set. Now, one of the things I was trying to get was, because it was the Whalers and Jamaican reggae and so forth, they got dreadlocks, and it was good to see the dreadlocks flying with light behind. I was trying to get that a lot. So you just fire and hope for the best. And when people are moving, such as the drummer, he's battering away at different drums, looking around. It's good to keep firing until you get the image that you want. And I've got one really good image of the drummer last night. I'm going to show that just now because I absolutely love it. So I had a really good time this weekend, and I learned a lot about photography in the pit. I did change the lens at one point in the pouring rain, which is really, really bad. I was actually outside and had to change lenses, and the fear was getting water inside this bit of that bit of lens, especially on this one because it's further down, not spotting it and getting water inside your camera, because you really, really don't want that, especially in this weather. It's actually really hot and muggy. I say really hot, we're talking Scotland, 18 to 20 degrees hot and muggy, so it can steam up on the inside. And talking of the weather, it's pretty much blowing a gale, so I'm glad the festival was over. I was told that they would have to evacuate one of the big tents if the wind got up to 42 miles an hour. No idea what it is just now. That's probably gale force. So I'm glad for them that the wind wasn't around when it was actually, the event was actually on. They've just got the takedown to do now. My friend's busy with the takedown. This is his busiest time. I'm not helping. I really should, but I haven't got the energy. So, Stuart, if you're watching this, thanks very much for a fabulous weekend. A AAA Access All Areas pass is probably the best thing I've had for a long, long time, and it's really made my year. And I'm going to wrap up this just now with a huge thank you to the Murrays and to Doune the Rabbit Hole. And I shall see you folks next time. Bye for now.